Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar News channel. Got a question for you today that has the entire currency community buzzing. Is the RV finally here? That's right, the long-awaited revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, and yes, even the Vietnamese dong has become the center of attention again after Frank26's latest live Intel update. People are calling it the most exciting moment in years. The tension, the excitement, and the whispers of confirmation are all colliding right now. And if you're holding IQD or VND, this is the video you cannot afford to skip. So grab your coffee, sit back, and stay with me until the very end, because what we're about to break down might just change the way you look at the coming days. The RV talk is heating up and the signals are stronger than ever. Now, let's be honest, for years, the dinar community has gone through wave after wave of rumors. Dates have come and gone, and every time we've been told to stay ready, yet nothing official has hit. But this time feels very different. Frank26 went live and dropped some intel that has people asking serious questions. He pointed out that movement is happening both behind the scenes and in plain sight, but most aren't connecting the dots. When banks are suddenly running tests, when central banks make quiet adjustments, and when officials in Iraq give statements that don't sound casual at all, it makes you stop and think, why all this activity now? Why are they preparing systems, retraining staff, and setting up security measures if nothing major is on the horizon? These are not coincidences. Frank26 highlighted something very interesting in his latest talk Tier 4B. For those new to this, Tier 4B refers to everyday currency holders like you and me. Not the big whales or private groups, but the regular folks who have been waiting patiently for the green light. And according to him, chatter is intensifying, that these appointments are opening up or are about to open very soon. This is where the excitement really takes off, because if Tier 4B begins, it means the process is finally shifting from talk into action. Imagine waking up and seeing that alert, knowing you're next in line for a financial breakthrough. That possibility has turned speculation into real anticipation. And the buzz across the community right now is unlike anything we've seen in years. Let's zoom in on Iraq itself. Over the last few weeks, there have been multiple reports of meetings between top Iraqi officials and international financial leaders. Currency reform has been a topic that keeps resurfacing, not just in political speeches, but in policy adjustments. Iraq has been working hard to stabilize its economy, diversify away from oil dependence, and strengthen its currency standing in global markets. All these moves point to preparation for something bigger. They wouldn't be investing time, effort, and money into new systems, banking platforms, and international partnerships if the goal wasn't serious. The RV, according to Frank26, isn't just about flipping a switch. It's about building the right structure so when the moment comes, the transition is smooth and undeniable. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Frank26 mentioned that banks have been running quiet drills and that redemption centers are on alert. Think about it. You don't mobilize staff, you don't test financial platforms, and you don't brief people on special procedures unless there's a reason. This tells us that banks are not in a wait-and-see mode anymore. They're in a get-ready-now mode. That's a huge shift. And if you've been following this journey, you know that banks don't move unless there's something real pushing them forward. It's one of the strongest signs yet that what we've been waiting for isn't just a theory anymore, it's unfolding in real time. Of course, it's a big question everyone asks is the same. What's the rate and what's the date? And here's the truth, nobody on the outside has those exact numbers. Frank26 himself has always been clear on this point. He doesn't give rates or dates, but instead focuses on patterns, movement, and signals. And right now, those signals are blinking bright red. He emphasized that the signs we're seeing both in Iraq and internationally are pointing toward a moment of convergence. Multiple steps that once felt disconnected are now lining up like puzzle pieces. It's not about waiting on a single announcement anymore. It's about realizing that the momentum is building to a level we haven't seen before. Now, let's talk about you, the currency holder. If what Frank26 is saying is accurate, then preparation is no longer optionalized mandatory. Having your dinar or dong organized, your ID documents ready, and your plan in place could be the difference between getting an early appointment or being pushed down the line. The phrase "don't miss the RV wave" is more than just hype. It's reality. The appointments for Tier 4 be open and you're not ready, you risk losing prime opportunities. Once this wave moves, there's no guarantee the conditions will stay the same. This is why the community is urging everyone to stay sharp, stay focused, and be ready to move quickly when their number is called. But with all this excitement comes a very important reminder: caution. Frank26, along with many experienced voices, has repeatedly stressed that this is not the time to make reckless decisions. Yes, the possibility of life-changing wealth is on the table, but that makes it even more important to move wisely. Verify every appointment detail. Make sure you're dealing with legitimate channels. And don't let adrenaline cloud your judgment. The history of investing shows that the moment of breakthrough is also the moment of greatest risk. Scams, false promises, and rushed decisions can all steal the rewards you've waited so long for. So while urgency is real, patience and wisdom must guide every step you take. The excitement isn't limited to Iraq or the United States. Vietnamese dong holders are also watching closely. Vietnam has been quietly strengthening its economy, increasing exports, and positioning itself as a rising financial power in Asia. Many believe that if the dinar moves, the dong will follow closely behind. This is why Frank26 included dong holders in his live intel. The global ripple effect of one currency moving into a new reality could trigger others, and Vietnam is in prime position. For holders of both currencies, this isn't just a dream anymore, it's a chain reaction that feels more possible with each passing day. Another point worth noting is the emotional weight of this moment. For years, people have dreamed of what they'd do when the RV finally arrived. Pay off debts, buy homes, help family, invest in businesses, support communities. These aren't just financial dreams, they're life dreams. And that's why this moment is so powerful. Frank26 reminded listeners that the RV isn't the finish line, it's the starting line. What you do after your exchange will define your long-term success. Planning for taxes, investing wisely, and protecting your new wealth are just as important as the exchange itself. The real winners will be those who think beyond the appointment and build sustainable success. The chatter right now is louder than ever. Screenshots of supposed appointment confirmations are circulating, stories of test runs are spreading. And though we can't verify every single report, the sheer volume of activity suggests that something significant is in motion. If even part of it is true, then the landscape for dinar and dong holders could be about to shift dramatically. Frank26's message was clear: stay calm, stay informed, and don't let the noise distract you from the bigger picture. The days ahead could be ones we all remember for the rest of our lives, not just for the hype, but for the reality of finally stepping into a new chapter. So here's where we stand today in 2025. The question is, the RV finally here? No longer feels like a distant hope. With Frank26's latest intel, with banks preparing, with Iraq making bold moves, and with Vietnam rising, it feels closer than ever before. The signs are converging, the systems are ready, and the momentum is undeniable. For years, we've waited and watched, but now we might be living in the very moment we've talked about for so long. Whether the green light flashes today, tomorrow, or in the coming weeks, the message remains the same: be ready. Because when this wave comes, it will not wait. And those prepared will ride it into a new financial reality, one that could redefine everything for Iraqi dinar and dong holders around the world.